Hello everyone, my name is John Capobianco, and what you see on the screen here is the Cisco DevNet Create 2021 Day 1, and not even 90 minutes in, an hour and 27, you'll see Luis Rueda, who's a senior software architect, and I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit to show you I can't play the whole video, but you see this screen? This is a Django view of interfaces and if they're enabled or not, and then an action to either enable or disable them. And I was like, wow, this is really neat. It's Django. It's very close to what I'm doing. I'm doing state capture to views. I haven't really interacted with configuration yet. Wouldn't this be a nice, easy stepping stone and place to start? Shut, no shut, with the click of a button. Seems very simple, right? We can talk about how simple it may or may not have been, but I have, it's Monday morning now. I didn't have a lot of coding time this weekend, and I've been busy with work and DevNet Create and everything. So really, in a little bit of time, I've managed to, as you'll see, I don't want to say recreate this. I'm going to say interpret it my way with my project and my approach. And I'm also not going to use RESTconf, which Luis here, is using RESTconf, which one is a better way than my way. It's faster, it's REST to REST, it's API to API, it's incredible work. Very fast if you watch the clip. I don't know that everyone has RESTconf. Everyone's going to have a CLI, and it may take a little bit more time. I'm also not sure that that the authors here are saving anything to a database. I don't know. Here is the repository, right? So if you go to the DevNet Create repo, it's DevNet 21 DJ03, Django 03, I assume, and it's Luis Reda, Yairo Leon, and Vesno Mas Lara. And I hope I got your names right. Very good code. And let's show you my interpretation of this code. So I have my Merlin up, and let me show you my new homepage. I should show it off if I have it running. So we just go to localhost now, and I have this Heimdall page. And I haven't added, I should add it right now. Let's add our new interfaces center. I don't have the back end ready for that yet. Anyhow, there will be a new button coming here for Merlin interface, interface enablement, maybe we'll say, interface admin state. I don't know, we'll come up with an easy title and a link. Now what you're going to notice is in my backend database, I have my Nexus 9K sandbox, my VPN is connected, and I'm using, in particular, learn interfaces, which is empty. But that is the pyATS parser that I'm going to be using from the library. Some people call this a Genie parser. I'm trying to adopt the new nomenclature, which is a pyATS library for learn interfaces. It has everything I need to present to a view. Now, how I've decided to do this is under localhost and then /interfaces, and then right now the alias of the device. You'll also be able to do /hostname or /IP or different things. But for now, let's just do /alias. Now, the database is empty, which could be a problem. I also, and what's very important, I think, since we're dealing with shutting and no shutting interfaces, I would rather present the user a live view from the network, go get it, and show it to them, versus checking the last records from the database. Someone may have gone on the CLI. There may be discrepancies between the database and the live state. So as a first step, let's capture it just by visiting the page. All right, and that would be noted to the users in the README or whatever that when you visit this page, you can see the spinner running there. It first is going to populate. Now this is over VPN. On a LAN or a 10 gig network, this is done already. Don't worry about that. So this is the important thing. And let me show you here. So let's see all interfaces, and I believe there's 74 or 72. Right, so these are all of the interfaces. Now, what I'm going to show you is, what this really should remind you of is a show in status. Right, it's this table, and this by itself, to me, let's not take anything for granted here. The table is this live table with all the information, a timestamp of when it was captured, and then an enabled column, and we can sort these by enabled or true. We can filter them out to just true or false. We can search on just say interface 12, right? Whatever. There's lots of different ways to make this easier to use, right? Now, the button is labeled the opposite of the state. So let's just simply use 1.1, right? And what I'm going to do is click the enable button to enable that disabled port. Now this kicks off more logic, and I'm also going to put the, see, boom, it is up. If you look at the termmon, it's up, and it actually brought up a port channel. So then I recapture the state a second time to refresh the new state after clicking whichever interface we've affected. And then I represent, and now it's disable. And it's enabled. And we can click this button again and disable the port. And if I check the fidelity of my database, right, if I find that interface 1.1, right, it is now enabled in the latest records. Right, I'm keeping the fidelity of the database in step with the configuration of the interfaces. And we can do this on our phone. We can do this on our television. Right? I need you to shut or open some interface. Okay, /interfaces. What's the device name? DevNet Sandbox 9K. All right. Which interface do you need? 11. You want that turned on? Yeah. Okay, give me a second. And do you want to try it now? Yeah, no, I know it's up. Yeah, no, I just clicked the button. Okay, all right. And it was 11 you wanted, right? Yeah, okay. Do you need any other ports up or down? No? Okay, well, just let me know. I'll just hop into Merlin and click the button. Thank you so much. This to me, this is very exciting. This was hard work. I'm going to do a onion peel back of the code. And it's one of those things, right? When I look back at it now, I look at the code and I think I can explain it to you, meaning it's easy enough for me to read it back to someone. It's really not that hard. What made it hard is that it was something new and I had never interacted with. I had sort of interacted with a button to go run a pyATS job, but I had never, how do you track what device you're on? How do you track which interface they clicked? There's some, right, so some really tricky things if you think about it. I don't want to shut some random port. I have to be on this device and on that interface. And that was a little tricky. At one point I had it where I could click the button and it would refresh the page, but nothing was happening. That's all that was happening. So I had to figure out certain ways to interact with the activity of the user. So again, before I leave, and let me do this real quick for Twitter, 125 is not enabled. We're going to click enable. We're going to look at termmon, and port 25 should come up in, no time here at all. It's up. We just click the button. The rest of this stuff is ancillary. It's filling the database and recapturing the state and then representing the view. But the interface is up in almost on. And again, I'm over John's DSL in the bush here on a 10 gig local area network or a cloud VPN or something. Like, it's going to be instantaneous. So thank you so much. And there's going to be a lot of code coverage coming next.